power, prosperity. Peace, power, prosperity. It's your brother Conrad Yafael Balagoon back at it one more time. One more time. You know, I said that we was gonna hold off on this conversation to November 4th, November 5th, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Kind of this presidential discussion, conversation or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying, I couldn't hold back because I see my comrades here, my brothers here, my elders here, having conversation about this online. So I say, man, let's just kind of pull this together, and this is kind of what we got here. So you know who we got. Well, I'm gonna let the folks kind of introduce themselves. You know what I'm saying, and say a little something about themselves. But we about to talk about Kamala Harris. You know, that's the basis of our conversation. What's up with Kamala Harris? If you could start and what's out here, go ahead and introduce yourself and just give us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Zahir Oladuni Mobalaji Teray. That's born to manifest wealth. I live here in the Atlanta area. I've been a community activist, and I'm tired of all of these people, man, just throwing off fake ass politicians on us and just want to just take our vote all the time. So I start off there.
Right on, right on, right on. All right, and y'all go ahead and introduce yourself. My bad.
Chan Krumah, Justice Harris, Cardinal State House District candidate. I'm on the ballot here in the state of Colorado for the House District 8. If you live in House District 8, you can vote for me. Also, community activist, community revolutionary, if you will. Been ready for change for at least 15 years. And we are pushing the tangibles with the policy for any politician that is seeking our vote. So as you can see from my thumbnail, no more malicious neglect. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. Why are the funds pay reparations now? Otherwise, you're not getting our vote in November.
All right, I'm Shabaka Sankori. I'm the co-executive producer of the Blog Talk Radio podcast, Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Okay, you know, I'm in my senior years, man, and I relate to Black experience from the 1960s through the 70s up to now. As I've lived through it, is because they're distorting a lot of that history. And then out there in the Bay Area, not only do you have San Francisco, but you also have Oakland, which is the birthplace of the Black Panther Party. Okay. 1968, man, was quite a year. A lot of that information they want to suppress. When Dr. King was assassinated, you know, a whole lot of brothers put in work across the country. So we argue with idiots, trolls, fools with that alphabetized agenda, the integrationalists and the Yasa bosses, and we pretty much have a zero tolerance, you know, for the Yasa bosses. It's because, you know, they are definitely impeding our progress. And I've been through Atlanta, Georgia. I've been through Mississippi. I've been through Alabama, where my ancestors enslaved at, because somebody put me to the test about 4 or 5 years ago. Shabaka, you out there in the West, man, when you gonna go through the South? So I went through the South. I did not dig what I saw. I did not dig what I felt, because I kept hearing the screams of our women being raped, of our men being castrated, of our people being brutalized. You see what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer, man, in protecting yourself at all times. You see? And this is why when you get women like Kamala, who was the Attorney General of California, but before that, she was
got a real bad echo.
I got that echo?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, hold on a second.
Now you good? You good? You good? You good? Eric, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm Eric Sunday out of Caffrey Balagoon, chairman and co-founder of the Real Mainframe Revolutionary Movement, former Dallas rep of the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement, former logistics coordinator of the George Jackson University, so many other organizations throughout my 20 plus years of being an organizer and revolutionary in the African community worldwide.
Straight up. So respects to the elder Shabaka. He jumped straight to it. No holds bars. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta ask y'all, and I want to leave. Go ahead.
I forgot to mention community movement builders.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell Kamala I done that. You know,
Kind of look like my pops.
the light skinned syndrome might kick in. He might get upset. But CLB Dallas out.
What happened now? Got on, right on. CMB Community Movement Builders. I'm Community Movement Builders as well. I got see the shirt right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the elder jumped straight to it, so I'm gonna jump straight to it as well. No particular format, gentlemen. Again, no particular format. But I'm gonna lead off with Zahir. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna lead off with Zahir, and then we're gonna kind of just talk about it. And then I'm gonna let y'all go. What Zahir, what's up with Kamala Harris, man? What's your position about it? I noticed you were kind of debating on Facebook a little bit. What's your position on Kamala Harris?
So Kamala Harris, man, you know, one of the things about Kamala is she is presenting the empire, this left of the empire, is this like Obama in a new era, and you know, I just hate how they're able to, use black, to push their particular agenda, and I hate how they kind of fall for it. I think it's just another kind of. I do think that the people are getting behind her because they're very afraid of what they feel like could be worse, which is the Trump totalitarian Nazi state that everybody's fearing, the Project 2025. So it's a lot of fear voting. So I think what she just represents is the very nature of what keeps us kind of oppressed, which is they're able to use this identity politics to kind of suppress any real critical thinking and popular revolt.
Right.
I'm gonna ask you a tough. Let me ask Zahir this tough question. I'm gonna let one of y'all respond. Zahir, is she black?
Mute their phone.
Well, to me, she's black politically because that's how America was created. You know, they made this one drop rule, and so they got to deal with the consequences of something that they put out there. Did she? And now, in my opinion, did she grow up black, like Black American? No. Is she biracial? Yes. She's, what do you call it?
In East India.
And go ahead, brother.
Echelon of the caste system in India. And quiet as it's kept, there's a caste system right here in America. And they look down on black people. They can't stand black people. They treat the black people out there, the untouchables. Now they call them, what they call them now? The Davidians, the Duets or something. They treat them horribly. They treat them like we get treated here in America. So she don't represent us at all. She's not like us. She's not gonna represent our best interest at all. And she already said straight to our face she wasn't gonna do nothing specifically for black people. No. So that broad has been bad news since the get. We knocked her out the paint in 2020. We could knock her out the paint again. The illusion has to fall. The illusion of choice. Keep telling you got a choice. No, it's been pre-opted, pre-selected. It's not an election, it's a selection. And this is who the Democratic Party has selected to represent their interests, not black people's interests, but the Democratic plantation's interests. And that's who they have put up, and they trying to parade her around like Rachel Dolezal and making us think that she's something she ain't. She ain't like us, black family, non-FBA. Like I said, her family's from East India. Her daddy ain't even black. That nigga, he is Irish and East Indian. So they're not like us. They
in her blood, correct?
Upper echelon, yes.
Well, okay, for me, coming from a Pan-African perspective, I think this is what you're saying. I'm going to say that she qualifies as African, as we all do, because we have that common ancestry, right? We all came over here as according to the slave.
But we're not all one big nigga. See, you keep referring to the one drop rule. We're delineating. We are not all one big nigga. We are our own individual nations, tribes, and peoples. And we have been reclassified as black, Negro, and colored. So, and we have a specific lineage here in this country that we are owed a specific debt for. This is a blood debt that is owed. This is not a handout. This is not,
Right.
oh, we just feel sorry for you. No, this is something that you owe, and you're going to pay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to lose. And if that means full blown fascism, so be it, because we already living under soft fascism. The illegal immigrants is coming over here taking your jobs, taking your house.
Yes.
So wouldn't a good conversation or a good rallying topic for reparations be a Pan-African unified front, being that
If everyone could get on code, yes.
Brazilian, South
If everyone
South
think
America,
about the Pan
well,
African,
they all experience the Ma'afa or the transatlantic slave trade.
no, they don't have that
Right,
experience.
Dr.
They don't.
Marimba Ani.
They don't.
No, Brother Che, the Ma'afa is Dr.
Kamala
Marimba
cannot
Ani's
relate to
writing.
that experience. Her family is
Okay.
slave owners,
Okay.
not slaves. Slave owners.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Now,
her grandpa's Jamaican though, right? So doesn't that count?
Jamaican is not synonymous with black. Jamaican is a nationality. It is an ethnicity.
Jamaicans come
It
from.
is not. It's like the United States. When you think of the United States, do you think of black, or do you think of white European? It's
when
a
I think of the United
nationality.
States,
I
I
know,
think of
And
the
there's a large
Literally police
Indian population
departments.
in Jamaica. So
but her grandparents is a dark-skinned black Jamaican man from Africa.
he's not Jamaican. He's not black Jamaican though. He's East Indian Jamaican. Just because he has melanin, don't mean he like us.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
They
Okay,
hate
now let me
anything
ask
that
you
looks
this
like
here.
us. And the irony of it is, in their Hinduism and in their mythology, if you will, they worship black gods.
Okay,
Now I was
Dallas.
thinking that her parents come from a black African Jamaican.
No, that's what they want us to think. But no, under further research, her birth certificate says she is Caucasian. It does not say she is black, Negro, or colored, or African American. It says that.
Wait a minute, Brother Che. Let me interrupt a second. Okay, it says that she's Caucasian on her birth certificate. Okay,
Yeah,
now, gentlemen.
out of Alameda County.
Okay, take a note of this. Yeah, he's right. She was born in Berkeley, California in 1965. Okay, that there's Alameda County, and Berkeley is right across the street from Oakland, which is the birthplace of the Black Panther Party. Okay, now another thing is this: Jamaica was a crown colony of England. Yes, they did import slaves to Kingston, Jamaica. You see what I'm saying? Just like they did the same thing down there with Cuba too, where our sister Asada is, and Asada Shakur, she just turned 77, I believe. If I got, yeah, you know, that's Tupac's aunt. But the thing is, Kamala Harris ain't shit for three reasons. One is she had an illicit affair with Willie Brown when she was 30 and he was 60. Okay, that's how, you know, so she pretty much flat back her way into her positions, if you know what I mean. And then I hear, man, she does pretty good, man, on a pair of knee pads as well too. And Madam Vice President, you welcome to call into Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on our next episode, which is going to be Tuesday. The number to call is 516-418-5996. Oh yeah, and we're going to give you the business. Now, another thing too, gentlemen, that you have to look at is that the major slave traders of Europe were the Portuguese, the Spaniards, the British, the French, and the Dutch. Now, the Portuguese had went to a place called Mutamba, which is modern day Angola, in the early 1500s. Okay, so they come down there, they see Her Majesty Queen Nzinga. Okay, and so then they come there. Then they take her brother, who was never seen again. Then they go back to Portugal. Then they come back to Portugal. And they tell Her Majesty Queen Nzinga, well, you are now a colony of Portugal. And excuse the language, I'm going to use the language, so therefore I could drive the point home. She says, motherfucker, do you care to repeat that? He said it again. She says, okay, check this out. And she went on a warpath, man, you know, and commanded her own troops in the field for the next 50 years and smashed them tricks. You see what I'm saying? And this is why Angola or the Portuguese have the hatred toward us that they do, just like the same daggone thing they did down there in Brazil. You see what I'm saying? All that there is Portuguese. Now, another one of the most savage of the slave traders, and we haven't even got to the French and the British yet, or the Spaniards, was the damn Dutch. Okay, like they talk about this stinky bird dude named Elon Musk. Okay, he's a
They said he
bore. He's
African
because
American, Shabaki. They
he
said
ain't no African American brother. Che,
he's
he's a
more
fucking
African
bore.
than Kamala, Shabaki.
He ain't no African. He's a boy. Tell him to bring his white ass out here to this desert where I'm at right now, man. And it's only pleasant 91 degrees out here, and he can come sit out here with me in the sun, and I will take great pleasure in watching that son of a bitch fry to a crisp. Now, brothers, ask yourself this question right here, gentlemen. Okay, a snake, it sheds its skin, right? What color is a snake on its belly? It's white, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's white, huh? Yeah, precisely my point. Yeah, so therefore, so Stinky Bird, that's what I call his Twitter X or whatever, because when you say that you're a Musk, Musk means you stink. So I call him and his platform Stinky Bird. They bar me all the time off of it, man. You know what I'm saying? And it sits right down there in Boys Town on the corner of 9th and Market Street. You know what I mean? And then also, too, Kamala, she had the illicit affair. Then when she became the attorney general, she left a lot of our people who were sitting in prisons, okay, Folsom, San Quentin, Soledad. I'm sure you gentlemen heard of these places. And then when they passed MJ legalization in California through the initiative process, all the people who had felony convictions on that were supposed to get up out of jail and have those records expunged. Kamala didn't do that. Then Gruesome Newsom,
real quick.
Yes, sir.
Can a non-ADOS person, a non-Black American, right, like from the Caribbean or South America, can they come to America and assist or help or understand in Black American struggle?
I would say in the past, yes. We had our Garbies. We had our Tommy Toure. Shout out to Tommy Toure. That was my father's mentor, otherwise known as Stokely Carmichael. We had our writers. We had our Shirley Chisholms. We had our Malcolm X's mother. My family was Garbyites. I'm a Black Panther Garbyite baby. Like, so we had the writers from the diaspora, and we still do. But the thing is, the white-owned media promotes the tethers as a
and the alphabetized agenda.
And they are the tethers, like the trees.
Your definition of tethers is really more so like immigrants who come here, and of course the immigrants that come here, they're already taking the side of the state. They're already taking the side of like a ruling class against everybody else, and they
get that ritual during customs. They got to watch a video that basically tells them to stay away from us, and that have nothing to do with those Americans, those foundational Black Americans, those descendants of American chattel slavery freedmen, have nothing to do with them. And this is why we have the Pan-Africanism, because the Pan-Africanism has been one-sided for too long. We've been the only ones being in Pan-Africanism. Everybody else is looking at us like, I'm not Black. I don't want to have nothing to do with Black. I don't want to have no association with that.
I was an American, boss. I ain't calling, boss. I was an American. I really love you, boss. Man, then kiss my ass. Because every time, man, that I stop by the LAPD on the illegal stops, the Oakland Police Department, the San Francisco Police Department, the Sacramento Police Department, the Los Angeles County Sheriff, the Sacramento County Sheriff, headquarters, we got Shabaka Sankori here, Black male, old ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? He's up there at the age of 65 now, and this here was off in my youth. And I always remember that the suspect is described as a male Negro.
Yes, one big nigga, but we see ourselves.
Yeah, well, see, that's it. Yeah, but that's just it though, brother Che. They're not gonna ask if this brother's from Nigeria. They're not gonna ask if this brother's from Jamaica. They're not gonna ask this brother if he's from South Central LA. They're not gonna ask if this brother he's from the west side of Chicago or Harlem, New York. Only thing them damn lap dogs know, LAP dogs, LAPDOGS. Okay, and we've done shows on that there too. Feel free to pull up our archives. You know what I'm saying? And that's all they look at us as. See, so they're not gonna ask if this brother's from Jamaica. They ain't gonna ask if this brother's from South Central. They ain't gonna ask if he's from Harlem. They ain't gonna ask if he's from Jamaica. We got 5 male Negroes right here. You see, and then too,
Ask if Kamala is biracial or not. They just gonna take her as one of us.
She would qualify
okay,
for the
no, sir.
auction block.
And I kind of
If that's what you mean. She
I
would
don't
qualify
agree
for
with
the
what
auction
you're
block because
saying.
phenotypically she looks like us, but outside of that, she's not like us at
Exactly,
all.
and
What?
then and
You
then also too,
I,
She's
brother
not
Zaire.
like
asked
us.
this
She's
yesterday,
not.
and I wanted to ask this today.
I,
Does it seem like when I look at like Republicans on their side with Trump and everything, it seems like they
Yes,
have qualms with each other about that. Like even that his VP was like, "Yeah, this is my wife, and she's some other stuff, but she white with us now." Like, do we
yeah,
fight over
right.
each other more about these things than they do, or do they present a unified front and we're always in a fight with each other over this?
Okay, well, as you know, brother Zaire, the white man's biggest tool has always been, as Malcolm X has said, was his ability to divide and conquer. Now, there's a film made in the year 1957, and I forgot which studio it is because we crumb bum on Hollywood all the time. It's called Band of Angels. And what it is, what the plot is of the movie is that there was a plantation owner that died, okay? So therefore, Yvonne DiCarlo, and if anybody saw the movie called The Ten Commandments, she played Sephora. Okay, so therefore she comes back to the plantation. Her father died, and then there's a whole bunch of lien holders of the property right there. They want the land, they want the slave, man, they want the cattle, man, they want all the cotton and all of that, right? So therefore, so the dude is reading up there all the assets to be seized to take, to pay this debt. And they throw her ass up there on an auction block, and she don't understand why that happened. And she always had asked, why is her mother buried in a separate cemetery from the rest of her family members? You see what I'm saying? Now, you ain't seen nothing yet. So therefore, she's going through there. She gets sold down there in New Orleans, Louisiana, and the French, and then them was some very brutal slave traders, right? So she gets purchased by Clark Gable. Okay, and Clark Gable, was supposed to be the nice master and all this old type of stuff, but Clark Gable was a slave trader because he had this great big slash in his knee, and she had asked him, well, where'd you get this scar from? And he said it's from the nigger business because he used to go over there to Africa and kidnap slaves and bring them over there into the Western Hemisphere to market. Now, there was a young actor, and it's going to blow your mind when I tell you his name, who had came up through Broadway, who made a great deal of significance in the movie making business, but he plays a slave and who was a combination of the field Negro and a house Negro. And he says that Mr. Amish, you know what I'm saying? He's got that real hatred in him. So Clark Gable is sitting there after the hurricane goes through with this spear wound on his leg, and he said he got it from the nigger business, and he had went there and he got this black baby boy by the name of Claw, and they had just killed his mama, and that was the role that Sidney Poitier played. And then toward the end of slavery, Sidney Poitier said it's time to be free, and then Yvonne DiCarlo's up here talking about she's white. He slaps the shit out of her. No, you just a bed wench, okay? And then the white boy who was fighting in the Civil War, he used to see her and treat her like a quote unquote Southern belle, right? So then the scene shows where he finds out that she's quote unquote a negress. He tries to take indecent liberties with her. You see what I'm saying? And this is why we say on our platform, the raping, slave trading, pedophile, because that's exactly what there is. You see what I'm saying? Okay, and Sundiata says, please mute the phone so we don't hear the echo. Is that there coming from me?
That's coming from you, Sebastian. Okay, is it me?
yeah, if he talking, just mute your phone until everybody mute their phone until the other person or the next person is on top. That's all we got to do.
Okay, all right. So basically, yeah, that there's my opening comment on that. So I'm gonna mute my phone, so everybody else can have a chance to talk. Okay.
So they're trying to pull Obama 2.0, and we're not falling for it. We're demanding policy, something specifically for us. We don't care if you black or white, polka dot, pink stripe. If you got some goddamn tangibles for us, you're gonna get our vote. You ain't got no
let,
tangible. All you got is symbolism. You're not getting our vote.
let me ask you some, brother. Is do you think from your position, who do you think offer the best tangibles out of what's being presented from Kamala to Donald J. Trump? Who do you think offer the most tangibles
Out
for
of
those
those,
in this country?
at least
Yeah,
the dumb got policy on his website. Kamala just donate, asking for money. You go on her website, she ain't got no policy listed. We've been tracking it. There's no policy. All it says is donate, donate, donate. But this is who we
Right.
can't have Biden's. Since Biden dropped out, now they got to promote her and prop her up and make her into a black woman. And the dump was right when he said that she had identified as South Asian and Indian up until recently, and now all of a sudden
Right.
she's black, and now she's sister girl because she's an AKA. The Divine Nine is promoting her. The Roly Poly Martins, the Joyless Reeds, the
Right.
same ones that told us, uh, anybody, we just can't have 4 more years of the dump, as in human shit, and we want to make that perfectly
And
clear.
we want to make
In
that perfectly
2020,
clear, by the
and
way.
we just have to get him out because he was just so big bad, the boogeyman. But if you look at it, the dump didn't pass no policy that directly harmed Black Americans. None.
Hmm.
He didn't say we were from shithole countries. He said them tethers was from shithole countries. He said you need to go back to your shithole country. And he pardoned more black people than any other president probably in history. And Jack Johnson was one of the people that he pardoned posthumously. He did that
Oh yeah, that part.
even though the opportunity zone then it backfired. But he did do that. He did the Second Step Act. I mean, he did do that. I think the dump is so petty that just to spite the Democrats, he would cut the check for reparations because he's already acknowledged that
Mm.
we built this country. And I'm not a
Yeah,
dump
that
supporter.
he did do.
I'm Team
And I
Cornyn.
don't support him either. You
I'm
know, but
on
he did do that there,
out
brother
west.
Che.
You asked me about these two major candidates, and out of if any of them had any tangible policy, and I would say the dump at this point, because like I said, Kamala has none listed. She has not been asked the real questions. That's how you know this is being scripted and it's being prepackaged, because this is not grassroots by any means. And how are you having Zoom calls with 30, 40,000 people? Last time
Right.
I checked, Zoom only lets you hold like 100, at the most 200 people. So these Democrats is up to their shenanigans again, and they think they're going to
Yep.
have that 2020 magic all over again, and it's not
Yep.
working. The jig is
That
up.
part.
We already know the fix is in. You don't want
That
us to let
part.
our people know this, and you trying to parade this Indian woman like she's us, and she's clearly not. And the sisters is going for
Exactly.
the worst part. The worst part is the sisters think they can live vicariously through this broad. Like so many of our elders, it was mainly the elders that was trying to live vicariously through old Sambo. And we seen what happened with that. Old Sambo didn't do nothing specifically for us. In fact, he did something for everybody but us. And while we were getting
Right.
killed, murdered like open season, dogs in the street, he didn't do nothing. The only thing he did was after Trayvon Martin got killed, and he said if he had a son, he would look like Trayvon. But he had the House, the Senate, the
Yep.
DOJ, Eric Holder,
Yep.
had every
Yep.
opportunity to do something to specifically benefit
Yep.
us. Instead, he wagged his finger at us, told us we need to pull up our pants and take care of our kids. Even though the statistics already say that we take care of our kids more so, we're more involved in our kids' lives than any other man on the planet.
Right.
But yet we are supposed to be lazy and we abandon our families and all that bullshit narrative. So I'll give it to the dump. The dump, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Isn't
Yep.
the right wing, aren't they the ones that started like the neoliberalism? Aren't they the ones that perpetuate those stereotypes? Aren't they the ones who
They
prompt
both do,
me?
brother. They both do.
Well, I would agree, right? But I wanna try to be a little bit more. I want to try to get a more balanced argument here, right?
Okay, so
Because
the more balanced argument is this: they represent two sides of the same wicked ass bird, and that is racism and white supremacy, and that controls us in all 9 areas of human activity. That is economics, uh, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, sex, war, and religion, and some say health and nutrition. So
Not would
they
it?
represent the one wing of that wicked ass bird. So the left wing is racist as hell. They just more covert about it. The right wing is more in your face, like, yeah, we don't like you niggers. We want you to go back to Africa, niggers, even though this is your land right here. And we know this is your land right here, but we're going to keep telling you go back to Africa. Even though you can't get dual citizenship anywhere on the continent, we're going to keep telling you that.
You
And
can get dual citizenship in Sierra Leone, I think.
hey, how do you want your
Yeah.
white supremacy, cold or hot? I prefer mine's hot and in your face, because that way I know how to deal with you. I know
Well,
how
that being
to
said, have any Republicans promoted reparations?
they both promote racism.
No, reparations. Has any Republican said
Oh,
promote?
well, the dump,
No.
like I alluded to earlier, said that we have built this country. So if you know that dump, then come correct and cut the goddamn check. You a businessman. I think he's so
$960 trillion.
maniacal and petty that he would do it just to spite the Democrats. Because he said, what you got to lose? He did say that in 2020. He said, what y'all got to lose? What?
Yeah, he
What?
did say that.
You gonna vote for nothing? You gonna get nothing burgers? Symbolism? Oh, Uncle Joe, that ain't my goddamn uncle. That ain't my family. But this is what we were fear mongered in. In
Right.
2020, we were the Russian bots. Us that was demanding something tangible for our vote. We was the Russian bots. Y'all just a bunch of Russian bots. Y'all spreading disinformation and misinformation. And now in 2024, it's Project 2025. Oh, we gotta give it 2025. Oh, we just can't. We live in Project 1619, nigga. Are you
That
serious?
part.
Right on.
That
Okay, but y'all,
part.
you out there on the ground, and so I want to ask you this question. There,
Lady Che, my wife, she want to chime in. Go ahead, Lady Che.
Don't turn
Make
it.
it
Don't
real
turn it.
quick.
I'm in the cut. Can I interject? I'm sorry, brothers. Can I just throw out a little bit of like a little thought process for y'all to simmer out for a moment? You know, in regards to Kamala, right? I'm trying to control myself and not call her bad names. In regards to her now, you know, when the Biden's not running for president, right? So the fog can lift on our sisters and anybody that's, you know, promoting her as black first, and then the other ethnicity. Like, what is it? Southeast Asian, Indian, whatever.
South Asian, Indian, Brahmin.
So it don't really matter. The fact is that she's playing. It's like almost the role she has to play it, and but the fog has lifted. What mind boggles me is that, you know, we're Colorado, so, you know, majority of it is led by coon like Democrats, right?
Yeah, we got
And
the
they
congressional
want to
coon
force
caucus.
you into a Democratic vote. What the thing is that there's no tangible, there's no agenda plan, there's no nothing really, because you know, according to the Republicans, she don't show up for nothing, right? She hasn't been on the border, she hasn't done this, she hasn't done that. It's great that, well, it's not great actually. What I was surprised with when Biden dropped out, they panicked for 2 days, and then all of a sudden there was a big major financial push and the narrative changed towards her, right? And that all these black women started showing up in like big stadiums, right? But the whole time in the last couple of elections, you know, they blame black men, they blame black women for things not going right, you know, with the Democratic Party, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm just like, where the hell all these women came from? And the narrative is, and especially with our foundational sisters, our sisters that are from the soil, okay, from you know, the United States, born here, you know, they got actual tangible claim to, you know, trace their lineage back, you know, from what I'm understanding, from our sisters to push this democratic talking points, and to promote her as a black woman first, knowing that that's just a role they told her to be in, or they made her be in. She's awkward at it. She's not, you could tell that She's not. She didn't grow up in what we
Hell
call
no.
culture. Hold on, Jesse, please. She didn't grow up in like what is called, in the culture or simple things. You know what I mean? It's a game. It's like a front and it's a wave, and it's a distraction, brother. So like what I mean is that we're focused on things like the fact that she has two parents from another country, and she's anchored here, and she got all this blah blah blah. Okay, great. It's great that she got all these accolades and whatever. But according to everybody else, they're referring to her as a DEI hire. That's a bad look in itself. The fact that they're trying to shame her, there's been a lot of shaming. I don't really give a damn about the broad. You know what I mean? She's not getting my vote, okay, at all. Neither is Trump. And I have my own reasons for that. That's a separate subject. But I think that the fog has to lift on Black people in America right now to focus on actual serious policy. Like, no one's asking the right questions. We have all the access and all the time to ask these questions, but we're not really asking the questions like specifically, what are you going to do about the missing Black girls that keep getting killed every couple of days? Or what about the little boys that come up missing? Or what about people getting shot in the face? I mean, like, what are you going to do about this benign neglect? What are you going to do about the wealth gap? What, all this HBCU shit, it's whatever to a motherfucker like me. You know what I mean? What about this trickle down money? Are we ever going to eat? Why are you closing all the grocery stores in our area? You did? So these are important questions that we need answers. And then we're not even seeing that they're talking about Bitcoin and the republics. I was like, what the fuck is that? I didn't even know, right? There's all these things going on, and we in a conditioned programming. And it's comfortable. Everybody's comfortable voting for Democrat or Republican. Like, those are the only two options. They're not the only two options. They're just the only two options that were selected to force us into. And I'm like, you ain't gotta really vote. It's a choice.
Right.
If it's not tangible for you, your family, you're not gonna benefit economically from it. You're not gonna benefit in the 4 years that person's hired or to do their job. What are you really giving your vote for? You go stick that shit in your pocket and wait another 4 motherfucking years and just vote locally. But no one's talking about it like this. And then you got our sisters that follow the Black men, right? We follow y'all. Y'all are the leaders, the warrior class, yeah?
Yeah.
So we follow y'all, and if we see you leaning towards Democrat or Republican, it's like, okay, well, do we follow them? Because in my mind, it's like Trump what's worth all the Black MAGAs? They had white fucking crumpy white people in Black MAGA t-shirts at the RNC. Yeah. They weren't even welcome in the building. You did? So why was all this vitriol then? Yeah. It's just a lot of distraction, brothers. And the thing is that you gotta, as men, you're gonna have to lead the women out of the fog. Biden ain't running for president, so we can pretend, that she's just who she really is. She's Southeast Asian, Indian, and we'll go ahead and throw in the Black Trump, okay, just for shits and giggles. But she's not Black first. She's not guaranteed. She's not going to do nothing for us as far as economically, reparations, which is our topic right now currently. Food, schooling. I mean, there's a lot of things that we need that nobody's addressing, brothers. If we got to follow you, we trust that you have to make the right decision for us. A lot of
brothers have left the Democratic plantation.
You did? So. That's all I'm saying. I'm done now. I know it's a man conversation. I just couldn't help myself.
No, we gotta have a balance in there. We gotta have a balance in there. So, sister, we appreciate you for your comment. I gotta ask my comrade Eric Frey. You got a comment on any of this? What you've heard thus far?
Nah, I know the sister said it's a man conversation, but she laid the track down. But
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I just had to get it out there. Just for the
nah, you good.
I apologize, brother. Carry on.
No, you good. No. But yeah, man, I've been thinking some stuff this whole time. But one thing about what our people gotta understand, it seems to me that us on this video, we already understand to either, some level of in totality that even if Kamala was full-fledged Southside Chicago, Oak Cliff, Harlem, Oakland, Atlanta, straight backwood, Charleston, South Carolina Negro. Even if she was that, I think the masses might understand that. Even if she came from the same high school as some of us, even if she hung with some of our families, what our people got to understand, and we got to get them to understand, is that the interest is what matters, in which we said that. But that's the main thing. I don't give a fuck if she was goddamn a Rastafarian. I don't give a fuck if she was smoking weed with her grandpa in Jamaica. I don't give a fuck.
She was smoking.
I don't give a fuck.
Listening to Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, exactly.
In the 1980s. I'm stepping on you, Sundiata, but she was listening to Tupac and Biggie in the 1980s and Snoop Dogg, and all them cats came out in the 90s, man. So that kills her credibility right there.
She buying Roy Ayers albums.
Oh yeah, Mal Davis and stuff. She just not buying this shit. But yeah, see stuff like that. But it just our people been beat down so much, by this establishment that we'll settle for anything. And it's a psychological thing. Yeah. Of course, there's three kinds of power. It's brute force, compensatory power, and psychological power. Those are the three forms of power.
Right.
And the psychological power is already taken. It's no longer about I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't do what I say, or I'm gonna give you something, which they still use all three. But we're at the psychological phase. Our people have tricked themselves so much that they're willing to go along with something they know is some bullshit, but just to see something that they feel like is a victory momentarily. But the thing is revolutionaries, at least that's what I've been, my whole
I'm right there with you.
Is that that's not good enough. We need power to make decisions for our own lives, without the intervention of other people who don't have our interests. And people don't understand that people don't represent, everybody don't represent your interest. It don't matter, if they come from where you come from. That don't got nothing to do with nothing. Because Obama smoked some Black and Miles and cigarettes and the nigga walk like a pimp. That didn't have nothing to do with. But you had these dumbass comedians making it up. You know what I'm saying? The masses follow shit like this, You see how that nigga walking, all this old kind of shit. And so, even Bill Clinton, he was the first official Black president, right? A white president, right? He was black. Yeah, because he smoked weed. He played the saxophone. Played the saxophone. He got some head in the White House or wherever he did, in the trap house, wherever the fuck he was at. And so he did all this, and this gave him credibility. But like the brother mentioned earlier, where are the tangible resources? When we get back to that, when we start asking the hard questions, not only answer these questions, but demand these motherfuckers answer them or else. Not the Farrakhan thing where justice or else we won't buy your shoes or your clothes, what the fuck ever, but real justice or else. Mobilization and serious, sophisticated organization. These are the things that they fear. And we haven't moved these things long enough and hardcore enough for them to feel like, hey, we can pull a wool over their eyes and do the same thing we've been doing. Like I said last Zoom call, is that they got other tricks, but we ain't pushing their buttons enough for them to pull out the other tricks. I want to see some of their other tricks. Right. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some of their other tricks. But we're not gonna see them right now because they can do the same shit over and over, and we gonna play to that damn tune. I'm talking about on the mass with the mass line. But the masses got to get politically educated. These sisters, they got to get politically educated, and these brothers, they got to get in the sister ear like, little sister, we love you, but all this chucks and AKA shit, we ain't giving it. That don't got nothing to do with what the fuck is going on with our children, our youth, the education. All of this, you know what I'm saying? The warfare on our communities, the economic devastation, that don't got shit to do with anything. Y'all need to get on your shit. Because Black women historically on their shit. Ida B. Wells don't give a fuck about no AKA. Ida B. Wells didn't give a fuck about that. When she was one of the first journalists one of the first organizers to be a journalist against police terrorism in the 1800s. See what I'm saying? She didn't give a damn about that. No, you have Asada Shakur in Cuba right now. She didn't give a damn about that. So sisters got to understand, we got to stop looking up to these goddamn Oprah Winfrey's and Michelle Obamas and all these laptop ass sisters on the goddamn radio. We got to start looking up to some real goddamn women. You know what I'm saying? The brother just mentioned Queen Antigua earlier. This is what we got to push in our community, and we got to get creative with it so they'll understand this is the goddamn litmus test. It ain't LeBron, it ain't Oprah, it ain't Michael Jordan, it ain't these goddamn rappers, it ain't none of these motherfuckers. The goddamn litmus test is our ancestors who made the greatest moves in history. That's why you got FBI and the CIA, because our ancestors made them get an FBI and the CIA. And if it wasn't for that, these motherfuckers would be really blowing smoke up out our nose and sitting back in their goddamn sleep. But because we had strong ancestors that were politically educated and strong will, they had to create all these mechanisms to counter what they knew we knew and the willpower we had. But now all they got to do is show us a little bit of fame and, you know, and make us feel good about enslavement and shit like that. And we good. And I understand it. But in reality, that's still some chicken shit. I understand it. Trust me, I understand it. But at the same time, we got to be more courageous than that. We ain't gonna never get shit. We're not gonna give reparations. Why I gotta give you reparations? You ain't gonna do shit to me. You see what I'm saying? Why I gotta give reparations when if you do come to Washington in March, all you gonna do is listen to a cult leader talk. All you gonna do is listen to a YouTube scholar talk all goddamn day about love and white-black relationships and this shit, but nobody talking about no goddamn resources. So returning the resources back to the African working class, if you're not doing that, then hey, I ain't worried about giving you a damn thing. And that's what we got to do. All this, I'm taking the side of the Democrat. Every black person I talk to can't tell me why they side with the goddamn
Exactly.
They can't never tell you why they side with the goddamn Democrats. They can't even tell you when they started siding with the Democrats.
All right.
See what I'm saying? Because we all know they started doing it after FDR signed the New Deal. See what I'm saying? After, you know, World War II and all that and the Great Depression. But they can't tell you when they started riding the nuts of the Democratic Party and what the Democratic Party for. All they can say is Trump is a nut, Trump is a nut. But a goddamn rapper that your daughter listen to, he's a motherfucking nut.
Right.
Because he got your daughter and your son thinking they a goddamn gangster. And the motherfuckers making millions of dollars, they ain't doing no gangster shit. But your goddamn teenage son and daughter want to be in Holland Hills where we serve the people that have been serving them for years, and all of New York and goddamn New Jersey and LA and Oakland and all these got St. Louis, they got our youth in all these places thinking they some goddamn young black mafia, some goddamn young hitmen instead of what the hell they need to be. Do you see what I'm saying? But them the goddamn fools, but we don't understand it. We think Trump is the first motherfucker in history to do what the fuck he's doing.
Man, I was just about to invite Troy on the line, man. You done got Troy off. I had Troy on here, man.
What happened? Why did he leave out? What was
he dropped out. I wanted to
Oh, you want to get it? I didn't need to talk so long, but
you good. You were feeling it.
We gotta be raw with our people. When I talk to our people, I am raw because it don't make me no difference if they don't do it or not. I just, if it's hell below, we all gonna go. Like Curtis Mayfield said, that's how I see the shit. So if we don't create no road warriors and soldiers, so hey, we just gonna get our ass beat. Hey, I'm the kind of person I can accept that shit because it is what it is.
Right.
If we gonna get our ass beat and destroyed, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But my job and the tip is to get us to a point where we won't get our ass, and we won't have to be reactionary. We won't have to be reactionary.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, but if we don't want to do it, it's up to the masses. We can't make them do it.
Right.
I'm not a revolutionary that believes that the revolutionary is supposed to make the masses understand. No. I don't believe that shit.
No, hell no.
No, you can't make a motherfucker do nothing. You can't even make your daughter stop having sex before she get married. Yeah. You can't do shit. You can't control this shit. Our job is to propagandize revolutionary liberation, not only theology, but the activism, the organization, the structure. So that's our job. If the people don't bite it, what the hell can we do? We just got to keep letting them go to the polls.
Zahir, man, but
Yes,
man, put
sir.
some water on here, man.
Right.
Okay, so let me say this. Right? Can I be honest?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
I want to be extremely honest, right? Now, I never worked for the Democrats directly, but I did work for a kind of Democrat junior research organization.
Okay.
And I went out there and I had to ask people for their votes, like, why are you voting? Like, I had to do like all of this research, and I had to go and literally go through each candidate and you know, go say this person is voting for this or this person is putting this out there, that out there. Now, when I worked this job, I said, wow, you know, a lot of this stuff that a lot of these organizations claim they want to do, it's on a Democrat ticket. You know, like I seen a lot of groups, they might say Workers' World Party, for example. Hey, we want to raise minimum wage. And so what I started seeing was like, I felt like I started to hear a lot of rhetoric, but Democrats actually have some tangibles.
Hold your thought, Zahir. Hold your thought. Just hold that thought. Troy, after Zahir speak, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. So I'm gonna let Zahir finish his statement. Go ahead, Zahir.
Yeah, this
And
shit
so
is interesting.
basically, I was trying to say like I feel like there's one like is there a room for conflict? Was it conflict control? And then number two, are we ignoring some of the tangibles that some of these elected officials have done or could potentially do for kind of like grandiose ideas that none of us are going to see? Are we kind of, you know, are we shooting ourselves in the foot as being people who know better? You know, we know better, we study better, but are we actually doing better by carrying these ideas?
Do you want me to answer, or do you want Brother Troy?
Everybody, no, it's for everybody.
Let me let Troy introduce himself first and foremost. Then y'all can go on that. Hold that thought. Troy, can you introduce yourself, brother?
Yeah, what's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Troy. You know, I went to school with Troy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Troy. I went to school with you. We went to Adwell Middle School. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Troy in the movement. He support the movement, whatever. You know what I'm saying, whatnot. And he help out when he can. So I appreciate you, Troy, for jumping on. And you know, we talking about Kamala Harris, and I know you was talking with Zahir earlier, and I want to get this conversation going. What's your position on far as Kamala Harris presidency, if I may ask?
Man, you know, like I said, I reiterate this over and over. You know, I'm not on anybody's side, right? You know, I'm not definitely not pro-Trump, and I'm not particularly pro Harris. My whole position is we're not going to disrespect no black woman on my time. You know, wherever she vote, wherever her policies are, whatever like that, you know, they all none of their policies directly affect me. You know, they don't directly affect me. So it's not like, you know, people want her to be the black president. People want, you know, all I'm saying is on my time, we're not going to question her race. You know, and I'm just saying, because we all got black mothers, black sisters, black, you know, at the end of the day, the Republicans or whoever, whatever, they see her as a black woman. They don't see her as nothing else. They identify her as black. So when they disrespect her, they disrespect the black in her. And so when we sit back and argue amongst ourselves to figure out is she black and is her mama Jamaican and all that, who cares about that? You know, that's my whole thing. You know, but I'm not voting for either one of them. You know, I'm voting for myself.
Right on. You appreciate you. And any one of y'all can respond to that, or we can go to what Zahir stated.
She's not black. No matter how much we want to try to paint her as black, she's not black. And regardless of what our enemies see her as, she's still not one of us. Now, to Brother Isaiah's point.
Well, can I respond to that? You respond to that.
No, because there's no response to that. Like, we've already done the research. We already know what
Wait a minute.
her lineage is.
I can't respond to that?
Go ahead, brother.
So wait a minute. So wait a minute. So what color is her father?
Her father is East Indian Jamaican.
Her father is Jamaican. Her mother's Indian.
East Indian.
Her father is Jamaican. Her mother is Indian.
East Indian Jamaican.
You see what I'm saying?
You think Jamaica means black? Jamaica does not mean black.
Jamaica means what?
Jamaica does not mean black.
I never said that.
But
I never said it did.
Assuming.
I never said it did.
You're assuming by saying that her.
I'm not assuming. I'm telling you facts.
No,
I'm
you're
telling you
not stating
facts.
no facts. That's
You
not
just
a
said her
fact.
father was Indian. That was
That's
the
not
most
a
ignorant
fact.
comment
She's
ever.
from India.
You just came over here
Her
and said
people
her
from
father was
East
Indian.
India. That's
You
not.
just said her
They're
father
not
was
from
Indian.
East Harlem. They're
You
from
just said
East
her father
India.
was Indian.
He is.
Her
He
father's
is.
Jamaican.
He's East Indian Jamaican.
Her mother
Do
is
you
Indian.
realize that there's
Her
South
mother
Asians
is
in
Indian.
Jamaica? You realize there's other
This
people
guy's,
besides
hey, man.
Africans in Jamaica.
Hey, let me ask you a question, my guy.
No,
Hey, what color is
You're not even
Louis
answering my
Farrakhan?
question. Can you
What
prove
color is
that
Louis
she's
Farrakhan?
black?
Who?
How are you proving that she's black?
Hey, what
Or are
color is
you
Louis
just
Farrakhan?
going with the prepackaged narrative?
What color is Louis Farrakhan? I'm gonna ask. Everybody answer that question for me.
Caucasian Nazi
What color is
network
Louis
is feeding
Farrakhan?
you that she's
What
black.
color is Louis Farrakhan?
He's black, right? Like how yellow black.
Obvious he's black.
He's
His
what?
lineage is
Guess
black.
what color his daddy and mama is?
Oh my God, that don't mean nothing.
They both Jamaican.
Lineage.
This dude talking about lineage.
You
Man,
ain't
sit down
what you
somewhere with
talking
that.
about. You think
One,
Jamaica
two,
mean black.
buckle my shoe.
No, you
Man,
bucking
sit
your
down
shoe.
somewhere with this, man.
You buck
Come
dancing
on,
for the
man. Sit down with
Democrats. You
that
go
bummy
sit
to my
down
she's not
somewhere,
black.
you old
Man,
Democratic
sit down
shield
somewhere
ass
with that,
loser.
man.
You old Democratic shield.
I'm
You
not
can't
a
even
Democrat. I
prove
just
nothing.
told you. That's how
You
ignorant
just
you are.
talking out your
That's
ass.
how
You
ignorant
can't
what you
prove
are.
nothing.
Because I'm
But
not
your brother,
pro-Trump. I
you,
gotta be a Democrat. That's how far you think. That's why you just said her father was an Indian, because you don't know no better.
He's Indian. Do you know anything about
He's no Indian.
Do you know anything about the caste system?
Oh,
Do you know
man,
anything about the caste
I know his dad. I know her daddy
Do you know
Indian.
anything
I know
about
that.
the caste system?
I know her dad
You
Jamaican. I
don't
know that.
You don't know.
I know her dad Jamaican. I would never sit up and say her daddy
Jamaican
Indian.
ain't black.
So wait a minute. So you mean to tell me her mama and her daddy Indian?
Black.
Her mama and her daddy Indian.
Understand?
Okay, then. Her mama and her daddy. Her mama Indian, her daddy Indian. They got a name, and they named Harris.
Indian and Irish.
Two Indians came up with a last name Harris.
Irish.
Two Indians came up with a last name Harris. You heard this shit?
Yes.
Man,
they
sit down. I'm talking to that dude. Go ahead.
They were slave owners. Harris is a slave name. Yes. That's why. They own slaves in Jamaica. Like I said, the broad ain't like us. Now, to brother Isaiah, what
you not like us? That's what it is.
You not like us. You a tether.
I'm really like that.
You ain't real.
I'm really like that.
You're a real tether in a democratic field. That's what you are.
You're a real tap dancing coon, boy.
All right.
You're a real tap dancing coon.
Let's keep it respectful, gentlemen. Let's keep it respectful.
Coon, boy. Hey, he a black woman on my time. I ain't gonna lie that. I'm not gonna lie that.
Let's keep it respectful.
Let's
keep it respectful.
Like that.
Say she black. It don't make her black.
Okay, and because you say she not, don't make it ain't. Okay, so let's keep it moving.
Well, my only thing to that is just does her culture matter? Like I know, like if she did
anthropologically, she's not black. Y'all just need to face facts. She's not black. No matter how much you want to try to paint her black, she's not black, and her lineage is not black. And just because her daddy from Jamaica, don't mean she's black either. Because there's more people besides black people in Jamaica. There's South Asians in Jamaica. There's East Indians in Jamaica. There's white people in Jamaica. It was a colony of Britain and the French. But you trying to school me on something, you don't even know the history of this country that you keep trying to say that is black. She not black. And what tangibles have we got from the Democrats since the Civil Rights Movement in 1964? What tangible legislation have they passed that has specifically benefited foundational Black American freedmen? Go.
You got this out here, Troy.
No, I can't say right now. I can't say right now. I can't say right.
I think he was responding to you, Zaire, when you had mentioned the Democrat had certain things on that platform.
Well, yeah, okay. Like to his specific question, I don't know any big legislation. I'm saying when I was working for him, what I saw was that a lot of the things that movement people, because I was in the movements as well, but it's like a lot of those things that people were arguing for, like when we go out there and even like with you in reparations, right? It's like if you say that, it's like they're the ones that's going to entertain it versus like Republicans may not, probably not going to entertain it at all. And it's like even being in these street groups, it was like, I'm like, dang, we talking about food sovereignty, for example, they're at least saying it. So it was like, I had this moment where I was like, okay, if I have to do this, would it be strategically sound to say, let's put them up there against Republicans, because at least we'll have this in on some of the things we're asking for. I guess that's what I was.
I got you.
But as far as like big policies, like since like what he was asking, I can't say. I don't know.
Troy, you got anything?
No, I think I was talking to you earlier in the post, wasn't I, Zaire?
Yeah. So I was just asking as far as that is concerned, like does her upbringing in America matter or not? Like as far as her Black identity is concerned.
That's what I'm. So I want to have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. You and I have a conversation, right?
Okay.
Brother Eric, I remember. I don't know you remember me. You probably remember when I see you see a picture of me, but I didn't. Yeah, I remember you from up. Anyways, but Zaire, so this is my thing, fam. I was asking about Louis Farrakhan for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Louis Farrakhan, both his parents are both immigrants, right? It's not even his name, first of all. His name ain't even Louis Farrakhan. And somehow he's the leader of the biggest Black militant group in this world. No one has ever questioned that man ethnicity, have they? Not one time. I've never heard anyone say, well, he ain't Black. He ain't Black. So I don't understand why we got this same energy for a Black woman. To me, let me just say this. It's cowardly to me because we all got Black mothers. And I defy one person on this live right here to tell me they got 100% Black blood and they blinded. We don't. You don't know where your lineage come from.
You don't know that. You making assumptions.
Let them get it. Let them get it, Che. Let them get it, Che.
Of our lineage, homie.
Let them get it, Che. Let them get it, Che. Let them get a statement out.
Hey,
and unless a nigga that went to Ancestry.com and paid a white boy to tell him who he
ain't
is.
my auntie. That broad ain't my sister. She don't come from me.
Hey, listen. Unless a nigga that went to,
you can keep trying to say she Black all you want. That don't prove nothing. She not like us, and she ain't gonna have no policy specifically for us. That's what it really needs to get down to.
She's not us president.
You're still stuck on the identity.
She's not us president.
I'm about the identity.
She's not us president.
What policy is she gonna do specifically for Black people?
Why she gotta do something specific?
No,
so
why? Because
why does she gotta do something?
Okay, so why we gotta give her our vote? Why we gotta give her our vote?
Okay, so what Trump gonna do for you? What Trump
gonna do more than what the Democrats have done?
What? Tell me what's
Zaire couldn't even name nothing that they did.
I'm asking you specifically.
In the last
tell me.
50 years. So
can you tell me, sir, please?
Can you tell me?
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm done talking to him.
What policy? What policy Kamala got? Have you been
on Zaire, what you were saying, bro?
Have you been to her website? Don't ignore me, nigga. No, nigga, don't ignore me.
About her cultural upbringing in America. Hey, my guy. I don't play with niggas, man.
Hey,
I don't play with niggas, homie. You better tell him. You better tell him.
What the policy?
Let him go back and forth. Let him speak with Zaire, brother. We appreciate you, brother Che. You know what I'm saying? Let him get the conversation in.
I don't play with niggas, homie.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Go ahead, Troy. Keep my hold up. Let me just say this. I know we passionate, but at the end of the day, I done pretty much met each and every one of y'all personally, more or less, or communicate with y'all personally. We all want the best for Black people. You know, I know we got differences of opinions and situations and whatnot. You know, let's not take any of this personal, please. I know we love our community. Every one of y'all from the neighborhood. You hear me? We all from the neighborhood, from the same background, from the same experiences. So let's keep that in mind. But if you could, Troy, if you can go ahead and speak with Zaire, and let's not take anything personally.
Yeah. So with what you were saying about her upbringing culturally, like, so you saying like she wasn't raised around the culture? Is that what you're saying? Like she wasn't raised around us?
Yeah, pretty much is that, like, with, you know, being that she wasn't raised in like a Dallas, you know, can she really take that claim like I'm Black? You know what I'm saying? Like, is she really come from like where we come from?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm not. That's the point I don't understand. Just because she's not from the urban culture, she can't identify with us.
Or it just any like Black community, like it's so like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, because there is, you know, I take it like this perspective. Like I do agree. Like she has African DNA. So I don't want to counter out, but at the same time, like what I dislike is like what they could just say this person black and then we all just have to vote. And I'm saying, well, like what is she premising that on? Like, did she grow up with us in our culture? Like even silly stuff. Did she watch Coming to America? She watched Life. I'm pretty sure we all watched that. You know what I mean? Like, does she really understand that aspect of us to kind of claim that?
That's like, I don't like, I heard what you're saying, but it's like, I don't want. So for instance, so it's like if my mom and dad, they worked hard and they became like successful billionaires, right? And we moved to wherever, right? And I never experienced like, eating ramen noodles. I never experienced my lights going out. I never experienced roaches. Does that make me less than because I never grew up in that area because of my upbringing? I mean, is that my fault?
Right, I get what you're saying too, because and that's I'm to be honest, that's why I kind of go back and forth with it myself, because I'm like, because coming over here, I'm like, I want to give her the props and say that she's black, but also I want to acknowledge that she's biracial, and that has to play a role. Like, she seemed to have been raised more in that culture than black culture. Maybe she's just unfamiliar with it, and she's like seemingly getting to know like her black side a little bit more.
What culture are you referring to?
Her Hindu culture.
Her new culture?
Her Hindu, like her East Indian culture. Yeah.
Oh. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna see a professor like, oh man, when she was 2 years old, I don't know all that about that lady. All I know is this. All our life we grew up saying, and our parents taught us, you got any black in you, you're black. And you know what a white man will tell you right now? If you mix their blood, you ain't pure blood. So when did that change? In 2024? Because Kamala here? I just want to understand. Like, when we start doing ancestry checks on people?
I mean, in the beginning, I said that in the beginning too, because I was saying like that's how they made it. When that's how they made it. You came over here, you was black, and that's what happens with other immigrants that come in here. They black, so I
don't agree with the whole propaganda last night with Megan. Well, Megan Thee Stallion, that was trash to me. That was straight trash to me. I don't agree with it. I mean, like I said, I understand what her position is, right? But it's like this. At the end of the day, they all friends. At the end of the day, they probably go to the same country club together. Kids could probably go to the same school together. So they whatever they went out, they good. They ain't worried about us. So my thing is the aftermath. People talk about she pro LGBT. She didn't start this gay stuff. It's been gay since the 80s, the 70s, and 60s. I mean, you ever watched Three's Company? Mr. Roper was gay. Goddamn, what was his name? From Andy Griffin, what's his name? He was gay. This gay shit ain't started with Kamala Harris, bro. RuPaul was gay. I'm like, what are we saying here? Like, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why are we trying to put all this? Oh, she's gonna stop the border. This country's built on immigrants. This country, Christopher Columbus was an immigrant. We all immigrants around here. What I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what, like, if you could say, well, you know what?
Not all immigrants.
Okay, so the only person who's not an immigrant is an Indian. So let's be anybody on here.
We are the Indians. We are the original Aboriginal people of this land. What are you talking about?
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Yes. Only 4% of
everything else, my brother. I can't be
landed in North America. I don't know why y'all have a problem with facts. It's facts over
with facts over
here.
Yes. That we're already here.
Yes, that's a fact.
I read the book. I know, but I know what.
You read what book? What book did you read?
Before Columbus. We were here before Columbus. I got the book right there. You want to put it on here?
You got Ivan Van Sertima.
Yeah, exactly. You want to put it on here right now? I know exactly what you're talking about, brother.
Okay.
Well, so I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
And guess what? That book has been widely criticized as well. You know that, right?
Criticized all one. He's not the only scholar.
Yeah. So that whole theory is trash. That whole thing has been trash.
No.
Yeah. So you think I knew that? Yeah. You think I knew that?
Here.
Yeah,
You
you
just
see, I
keep
knew
falling
that.
for the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, nah,
We
you
got
ever try to pour Kool-Aid
reclassified
and
as
you didn't know
black
I knew
Negro
that.
in color.
Yeah, I'm diabetic. I can't drink your
We were
Kool-Aid.
already
I'm
here.
diabetic. I
Oh,
can't
no
drink your
wonder you're
Kool-Aid.
for Kamala, because she's gonna lower the insulin prices. I understand now.
Boy, y'all boys is wild, man. Y'all is wild. Look, man. Y'all don't understand. Look. Let me just say this real quick. Everybody here, we all for the same thing. We got diverse politics, and I knew that coming into this. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm glad we having this dialogue and exchange of ideology, and that's good, man. This is really good because a lot of times we be in our corners and our subcultures having these conversations, man. And I wanted to kind of bring that out, but instead of just having us kind of go back and forth, we can end on the positive note that really that we just all want the best for our community. Really, whatever that is, we want the best for our community. I know everybody agree with that.
But
Yeah. So I know it's just a good friendly exchange. It's a good friendly exchange. Now let me get to some closing thoughts here. Some closing thoughts. Uh, let me start with Brother Che. Let me get some closing thoughts from you, brother, and then we're gonna pass it around. And let's not take nothing personal, gentlemen. I just we want to get these closing thoughts out the way, and we're gonna end on Troy. We're gonna end with Troy.
Okay, got you. All right, appreciate you having me on. Like I said, check us out on Frontline Black News. We actually out here on the front line. We out here in Colorado, Denver, Colorado to be exact, Aurora, Colorado. There is black people out here, and we've been out here for a minute. And I'm running for office, House District 8 out here. So I have Black First policy and agenda that I've been pushing and have been pushing for at least 5 years now. So I'm gonna do specifically for our people out here in my district, House District 8. So if y'all
Is
live in
that
know
is that
anybody,
U.S. Is that U.S. congressional district? Or is that a state house position?
State House, so State of Colorado, State House,
Gotcha.
House District 8. And yeah, check us out on our platforms. We're going live tomorrow, Frontline Black News. Everybody on the panel is welcome to join us at 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also, we do Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. I had my guest on here earlier, Shabaka, our West Coast correspondent. You can check us out on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on Facebook and Blog Talk Radio and YouTube. Frontline Black News. The conversation has been real, and I'm just going to leave with this. Politics is quid pro quo. If I give you my vote, I want something in return. Our people are starting to get the memo that she wants something in return, but we are not willing to go the length that it takes to get it. And we continue to vote blue no matter who. We let the white-owned media fearmonger us into getting our booties to the polls. And we're not going for it no more. It's a new day on the plantation. Shout out to the new black media for getting the word out and spreading this truth that is no chaser. So if you want my vote, period, you're going to have to do something tangible. Anybody that votes for me, expect tangibles. No more malign neglect, more like belligerent, malevolent neglect that the Democratic Party mainly has been implementing for the past 60 years. This is where they lump us into broad, ambiguous terms such as people of color and minorities and immigrants and BIPOC and marginalized and all that downtrodden, underprivileged, underserved, all of that broad, ambiguous language that the liberals, white liberals, love to use. Those days are over. If we're going to vote, we're going to demand something tangible for a vote. If there's no tangibles being offered, then we're not going to vote. We're not going to get fear mongered. Project 2025. Oh, we're going to go under a fascism regime. We've already been living under that under the Democrats. And as the brother alluded earlier, the Democrats have not produced no tangible policy in the last 60 years, specifically for us. So why are we keep doing the same thing over and over and over again for the past 64 years since JFK vote in blue no matter who? Prior to that, we were voting red no matter who. So neither one of these parties has ever had our best interests in mind, and they have both neglected and turned their backs on us. So in November, we can send a clear message to the duopoly that enough is enough of this, And you're not going to continue to malign, neglect us. We don't care who you put in front of us, if they look like us or if they don't look like us. Our focus is on tangible policy that is at the local level, that is at the state level, and that is at the federal level. And quiet as it's kept, your local politics, it affects you more so than the president will ever affect you. So keep all that in mind, Black family. I'm gonna continue to say that woman is not black. I don't care how much they try to put black paint on her and ski wee her out there with the AKAs and the Divine Nine. She's not FBA. She's not culturally black. She grew up in Canada like Drake, and now she's buying Roy Ayers albums and cooking greens in the bathtub. Come on now. She's not like us, and we can't be hoodwinked and bamboozled to think that she is like us and that she's going to do anything specifically for us, because she told us in 2020 when we knocked her out the paint before Sleepy Glitch and Joe picked her up that she wasn't going to do nothing specifically for black people. No. So we can't expect her to do anything in 2024. And I'm not going to get fear-mongered into getting my booty to the polls. I am on Team Cornell West. You have other choices besides the dump as in human shit and cop mala ski wee. I'm black when it's convenient, Harris. So I appreciate y'all. Everybody have a good night, including you, Troy. Ain't no love lost. And I appreciate the bill.
Peace on that. Peace on that. You go ahead, Eric.
Oh, I wasn't about to say that. I'm just saying right on. Oh, but since you said that, man, yeah, you were. Che was right too. He made a correction when I said it, after FDR they started voting, but really it was really after JFK really when they really started getting the black people mass level started voting for the Democratic Party. But but FDR with the New Deal did put some progressive stuff. But yeah, it was at the time of JFK that we started pushing that, because we saw the civil rights leaders being close to them, so to speak, and all that. But anyway, I just mentioned a correction. But since I'm talking, man, shit, man, we just getting on here, man, and try to. This is political education for the people, even when we disagree, and make our people think critically, because they took critical thinking out the school system, right? And so, our critical thinking skills are kind of low, and our reading comprehension is that too. So that's why we get fooled by any goddamn thing we see. You know what I'm saying? Somebody cooking greens or whatever the fuck she was doing, getting all these old school albums that if she was really down, she would have been doing this shit in the first place. Because I've been listening to Miles Davis since I was in my early 20s, and I'm not nowhere near as old as her. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So this helps critically think. It helps form a international, not just a national, but an international analysis, even with the debates and the disagreements and so forth. And this what these platforms do. The platform that Brother Che got, and the elder brother. What was the elder brother name? Shabaka. The platform that he got. These platforms, all these platforms, they are made to educate the people, to politically educate them, to culturally educate them, so they can stand on the foundation and understand it and internalize it. And that's where we try to get the masses, and once they get that foundation, they'll understand where they need to go. It's just that we got to come together with them, to get the strategy down in a sophisticated organization, which we are away from the sophisticated part. But eventually we got to get there, because we're dealing with a sophisticated, well-oiled machine. It is on its last leg, however, but it's still running. It's still miseducating us, and we still suffer economically, politically, and mentally in all other areas because of it. And so, but yeah, this is just a platform that we pushing, critical thinking and political education, man, and that's what it's really all about. And then the people can decide, but the people gonna decide once they know the facts. I feel like once people internalize what the facts are, they're gonna have no choice. Like we didn't have no choice. When I heard the truth when I was a teenager, to me, I didn't have a choice but to stand on the truth. How the hell I'm gonna go back and then feel like a lie is the truth after I done already heard the truth and been around it and soldiered in it, and all of a sudden I'm gonna go back to something that's a lie and say that I really believe in it. There's no way I can do it. Everybody else on earth can't do it. And so, but the people are still minus the facts because they too tuned in to fucking CNN, Channel 4, whatever. You know, I don't know what the local news station is in Denver, but you know, all these new local news stations, this national shit. They, you know, they looking at Snoop Dogg, big stupid ass, running around and parade around fucking Paris, France, so in love with goddamn USA and wanting all their athletes to win and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, they so in love with, you know, they still watching his ass and watching all this other stuff. They can't get close to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or they might tap into it on a YouTube video, but that don't just tell you now. What we're talking about here is real analysis. Everybody on here can talk about something they have done and is doing in the present day. The brothers running for office. We got other comrades running for office. We got comrades in the community every day, every week. This is real stuff here. You know what I'm saying? You know, but our people are not necessarily all tuned. And when I say our people, this is something general. We got more people waking up as time go on, but we need more of them to do it. Like I say, because the opposition not even pulling out the new bag of tricks that they have. Now, once they pull that shit out, we gonna have to go to another level. Say, look here, no, hold on now. This is just a trick of the trade. You know what I'm saying? But they can use the same old shit because we not getting to that next level. So platforms like this, you know, we definitely appreciate everybody coming on to, you know, to open this up for the masses so they can attach themselves to real truth and real liberation facts and work so that they can make the correct decision. They can make an intelligent decision because as we always say as revolutionaries, where the correct ideas come from? Do they come from YouTube? Do they come from the pastor, the priest, the preacher, the imam? Do they come from Democrat, Republican? No. Correct ideas come from practice. Where is the practice? Where is the actual application of what you say is supposed to happen? And that's what we got to look at when they deal with president, city council, organization, church, leaders, whatever it is. We supposed to always look at where do the correct ideas come from. And the correct ideas come from the actual practice. The historical analysis based on facts and the actual practice. And that's what we're looking to do. All power to the people who don't feel free.
Hey, right on, right on, right on, right on. Go ahead, Zahir. And then again, we're gonna end on Troy. Go ahead, Zahir.
Yeah, okay, look, here's the thing. My last thoughts is I'm gonna tell everybody watching this to always go with the facts and use your own mind critical thinking. I've changed my ideology so much because you end up realizing that everybody who got the answer, they don't have the answer. Because if they had the answer, then whatever they fighting for would already be done. So just always remain open. Always be able to change your mind with evidence. Be able to say, you know what, I don't know this, or let me see it from the other perspective. All that is extremely important. And I think we have to move towards a greater critical thinking and accepting of facts rather than anything else. So I ended like that.
Right on, right on. Appreciate that. Go ahead, Troy. If you can end us all together. You can go ahead and end it,
Hey
Troy.
man, hey, piggyback off that, man. Hey, 100%. I tell people all the time, man. You always have to be open to learning something new. Always have to be. You can't be ignorant. Can't be stagnant. Can't be so egotistical that you feel like you can't learn something from, or be wrong sometimes, right? I'm a father of 6 kids. I raised 8, and a lot of times, I'm from the, I'm from the age where, our parents told us our last name was, and my parents told me my name was Junior. I didn't say nothing back because that's what it was, right? And so, as I'm getting older, I realize that even as a parent, sometimes I'm wrong, and my kids will say something to me, I have to correct myself because I'm wrong, right? So, I'm never too big to say that. Now, what I will say is this, once again, I'm never going to profess that I'm versed in all the policies of what's going on with Trump or what's going on with Kamala. At the end of the day, like I said, they the less of the two evils. Because at the end of the day, and neither one of them come over here and shake my hand, and neither one of them will look at y'all 2 times if they walk past you. If you walk past the house 2 times, they might call security on you. Both of them. You dig what I'm saying? So, I'm not tap dancing. I'm not selling no ass for no vote. I don't care what nobody do for me for no vote. I'm not looking for my president. It ain't my president. I'm not. It ain't all about me. This ain't a me world. You know, I'm gonna be dead and gone one day. Hopefully, I have grandkids. Hopefully, I have great grandkids. You know, so hopefully, you know, whoever gonna be around here gonna do something that's better for the world, right? I feel like this is a great platform. Like you said, we all can bounce ideas off each other. You know what I'm saying? You know, Kyrie, I want to reach out to you, man. You seen Will, you know, it's a cool cat. Reach out to you. Like I said, I already know you, Eric. I've been, you know, in your presence before, you know, so I know you're a good guy. Shay, I don't have a problem, you know, bouncing nothing off your head, man. You know, I'm like I said, I'm never closed minded to where somebody can show me something in black and white.
Thank you, brother.
In black and white, I can see something in black and white. I'm a Virgo. But I see something in black and white, I'm not gonna be no fool and say, oh man, well, but what about on the other page? No, let's address what we talking about right here first. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, no, I'm not voting for Kamala Harris. No, I'm not voting for Trump. You dig what I'm saying? And I think someone said it here earlier, we need to be more focused with our local elections, you know, because that's who really makes stuff move around our city. You know, so we need to be more focused on that, because I guarantee you that the majority of the people I'm Trump this, I'm Kamala that, can't tell you who they elected officials are in their own city, on their own zip code. So, you know, we all need to sit back, man, and take a deep breath, and, you know, don't let nobody play us as puppets. Because right now we so focused on, she got greens in the pan, she got hot sauce in the pan. Man, who cares about hot sauce? I need some hot sauce right now, running low. So it's Kamala got some, let me borrow some. You dig what I'm saying? We so focused on the minuscule things. We can't see the forest for the trees. You know, we so focused. That's how they play with us. They little trickies. Well, ooh, look at this. Ooh, she got this going on. And I got this going on. And you can't. So if you focus on this, you can't learn about what. Okay, well, like everybody talking about, well, she locked up all these thousands and thousands of black men. I provided facts that she did lock up thousands and thousands of black men. In fact, it was like 40 black men that end up getting locked up. But at the end of the day, if I walk to the store right now and back home, I don't like to worry about being locked up if I ain't doing nothing wrong. So if 100 people got locked up, that means 100 people must did something wrong. Now, are there innocent people that get locked up sometimes? Yeah, of course. So. But you know, I don't worry about being locked up. Driving 2 and 4, you know, going somewhere, you know, to the store or stuff, because I ain't doing nothing wrong. So at the end of the day, I don't know what everybody in here do, but we all got a job. We're going to pay our bills. Mm-hmm. So if you going to a job every day and your job tell you, hey, you better flip pancakes. If you want to get paid $2.50, you're going to flip them pancakes. And so if your job is to enforce the law, that's your job. That's what the people in your city elected you to do. The black people in your city elected you to do. So, you know, with that being said, man, you know, power to the people, man. I love my people, man. You know, I'm a die for my people. I'm a die for a black woman any day. I ain't told, I done repeated that many times. You know, I'm on the front line with it. You know, so
front line too.
You know,
I forgot to say, big shout out to the black woman Kamala Harris. We're going in on that.
well, I would hate to end, because I know the elder Shabaka just jumped straight in, you know. So I do want to pay respects to our elders in the movement. He just came back in. Appreciate you for coming back, elder. We just kind of ended now. If you can maybe give us a short statement on the end note from your perspective, we appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, brother, thank you for having me on, man. I left my information in the chat room. Check us out on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. But what it is, though, man, I'm going to say this here, and I'm just going to be real. We got to stop this infighting amongst ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Because all these other motherfucking groups, man, they go out there and they capitalize off that shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and one thing, though, about being men, folk, you know, it's a beautiful thing being a man. You know what I'm saying? Because these is all men up here. But what it is, black family, is that these crackers are out to exterminate us. Donald Duck, man, you know, he's stating how he honestly feels. There's an old saying from South Central Los Angeles: never apologize for how he honestly feel. So this orange bastard, man, is stating of how he honestly feel. Kamala, man, she ain't shit, okay? It's because check her track record in California, and I stand by that. And you can call up Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. We come on every Tuesdays, 6 p.m. in the West, 9 p.m. in the East. The number is 516-418-5996. And we kick crackers off of there all the time because I've been called every black son of a bitch, every nigga and all that. But on my platform, it ain't happening. So we got the eject button for a motherfucker. And that's for real. But all I do ask, gentlemen, because these are some trying times, okay? If we're going to disagree, please, please, please let us disagree agreeably. Now, the biggest bedwinches you had in Hollywood are as follows. Chick who played in Black Panther, Nyota, you know, that Harvey Weinstein was getting, Diane Carroll and Nichelle Nichols and Dorothy Dandridge. The greatest black woman in Hollywood, okay, is Miss Ruby Dee and Miss Cicely Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Is because, you know, they came up there through Hollywood, man, you know, and was real prejudice out there in Los Angeles. And keep in mind, they didn't allow black people, man, up there in Hollywood, man, until 1964. You see what I'm saying? And before that, if you was black caught up there in Hollywood, which is a section of the city of Los Angeles, the LAPD, man, will be whooping your ass, man. And you better have a damn good reason. You better be somebody's maid, somebody's butler, or what have you. That's what goes on in the state of California. And hopefully God Almighty would decide to put it off in the Pacific Ocean. The governor you got there ain't shit, by the name of Gavin Newsom. Kamala Harris ain't shit as the attorney general. She wasn't shit as a senator, and she wasn't shit, man, you know, as the district attorney of San Francisco County. Plus the broad, man, was 30 years old, seeing a married man by the name of Willie Brown, who was the mayor of San Francisco. So when you vote for Kamala, you're voting for no morals. Now, I agree. The orange dude, man, is not an option. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about the orange dude is he is stating of how these white folks honestly feel. So all this business tearing in on each other, man, well, I got to go kill this brother because of this, that, the other, that just might be the brother to watch your back, man, when this shit hits the fan. Because this shit is getting very, very real, gentlemen. And I'm just telling you, as an old dude, man, who's on his way out due to the law of biophysics, man, we are a great people, man. We have great knowledges, and fuck Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. I don't want to interrupt you, but let me ask you. So I heard what you're saying. So what's your alternative?
Okay, the alternative, sir, is for us to build up our own businesses, for us to control our own meat packing plants, you know, producing our own clothes, producing our own architecture, designing our own homes, and acquiring land. See, land is a factor of production. You have 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, risk management. And then, as brother was saying earlier, man, you know, the rap industry, man, you know, they telling them cats what to say, man. You know, let's look at Lil Wayne, all tatted up and all that shit. Lil Wayne sells his music, man, to Universal Music Group for $100 million. But Universal Music Group, man, is going to make $100 billion. You see what I'm saying, man? So the brothers out there, I think they got enough money, man, you know what I'm saying, where they can cause the economical shift, is because rap music, it is definitely a cultural expression. But all I ask is, man, is take all the cussing out of it and quit calling our women bitches, okay? It's because our women are not bitches, okay? Keep in mind, every woman on the face of the earth want to be shaped like the black woman as opposed to these 6 o'clock Taylor Swift looking ass bimbos, you know what I'm saying? And that's for real, sir. You know what I mean? You know, and we've been through a lot, black family. We got a lot to go through, man. And you gentlemen, man, you all got youth on your side. I no longer have it. I cannot go before the ancestors with my head held high, man, not passing on down what I've lived through for the next generations, man, so you all can make the proper decisions that's coming up, man, because these crackers is coming, man. They're going to be coming through the police departments. They're going to be coming through these white races, because on my podcast last week, man, some cracker calls up, "Oh, you goddamn nigga, you black son of a bitch." And to quote the words of the heavyweight champion that he said in 1967 when he spoke at Texas, Right. But keep in mind, I'm not a former heavyweight champ, so I don't have them skills. And the guy I'm talking about, man, is Muhammad Ali. He goes to the University of Texas. And they says, you draft dodging bastard, you coward, you this, you that, blah, 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 blah. He says, you know what? You all want me to go to Vietnam and die in a war that was not declared by Congress, I might add. But he says, if I'm going to die, I'm prepared to die fighting one of you white boys. Do I got any takers? Man, them crackers shut up so fast they probably pissed in their pants. Man, you could hear a pin drop in the room. Ali was bad.
Hey, so listen to sir. So I agree with you 100% about, you know, we need to acquire. I agree we should acquire our own land. I wish we can go off and live by ourselves separately. Me personally, I want to live off the grid. I've always talked about living off the grid, but I'm speaking to respect to right now as far as if somebody has put something to you and say, hey man, listen, you need to pick one of the two right now. And now I know everybody gonna say I ain't gonna pick nobody. But I'm just being serious. If someone told you right now, you need to pick one of the two to run this country for the next 4 years, who would you feel like in your best interest will have your best interest in mind?
Okay, well, certainly, and the sad part about it is, brother, and I respect and appreciate the question, and that is a fair question. But the way I'm seeing it, man, ain't neither one of these rascals you got is no damn
I
good.
agree with that.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah, because Kamala's a bed wench, you know what I'm saying? Look what she sleeps with every night. I mean, and then she's sending brothers up the river, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, who was past their parole dates, number one. Then also, too, man, when they decriminalized MJ in California, all those cases were supposed to be dismissed. And that broad left them sitting in there, man. And keep in mind, man, those are our brothers. Those are the kids' daddies. Those are the woman's husbands. Those are the woman's brothers and things of this nature right here. And I'm going to sit up here, man, and go waste time, man, voting for this tether, as Brother Che has says it. You know what I mean? And then
what about the Central Park 6?
I'm sorry. You talking about the Central Park 5 where Donald Trump had called for the death penalty on them, and those cats were innocent.
Exactly.
Okay, then Donald Trump's ass, man, needs to belong in jail, man, and walk the concrete for that one right there.
And what about him paying for sex?
Oh, well, he's a trick. And I'll tell you one thing, man, you know, he's a trick. He got the money to do it, but I damn sure would have picked something, man, a hell of a lot better than Stormy Daniels, man. My God, I wouldn't let that broad suck my dog's dick, man. Excuse my language. That'll be animal abuse. That'll be animal abuse, man. But gentlemen, okay, I did put the information, man, for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Please join us when you can. We come on Tuesday. You know, if I may advertise, Brother Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on your platform, definitely.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir. So call in, man. It ain't never a dull moment, man. We got white supremacists, man, dumb supporters, and they are to be crumbed on by all means. You know what I'm saying?
Tag me in the post.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? To be more than happy to have you. And then we got this one brother up here by the name of Sarge, man, who's a very well-read dude. But one problem about Sarge, he supports Donald Duck, you know. So we let Sarge know, man, when you call up our platform, sir, you doing it at your own risk. And now Sarge will hold his own now. Sarge will hold his own now. He's a tough old bird, you know. I give you that. You know what I'm saying? And then, too, man, we get white supremacy call up in there calling me every nigga, this, that, that, the other. You know what I'm saying? I've had motherfuckers talking about, nigga, we gonna kill you and all that shit. It's like this trick. I'm in my 60s, okay? If I'm gonna die, all right, I'm gonna die passing on down the knowledge to the generations after me, particularly the men folk, okay? You see what I'm saying? So you all can make the proper and right decisions because you are the vanguard of our race, man. They fear you. Why do you think they want to incarcerate you? Why do you think they always want to show all this negative pub on you, man? You know what I'm saying? And when I'm saying you, not you personally, but us on a collective, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of it, man, how come they don't never want to talk about the great accomplishments, man, that we made, man? Check out your man, Mansa Musa, man, you know what I'm saying? The brother who built up and studied at the University of, yes, sir, who studied at the University of Sankara, which is in Mali. And then you had all these fuck boys, man, from Greece going down there, like Professor George G.M. James saying, oh, well, we invented this, I invented that. You know what I'm saying? No, they didn't.
Shabaka, we gotta go. We gotta go.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be quick.
Okay.
Well,
All right, great show.
Well, we'll appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for jumping on.
Yes,
I'm gonna go ahead and end it. I've been Yafael Balagoon. Please donate $CMB Dallas on Cash App. Peace, power, and prosperity. Thank y'all for jumping on.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for having me, sir.
All right.
Appreciate
All
y'all.
black women.
Yes, sir.